Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Bichl. I am representing Career Angels today to speak about the market signals of, the market to understand how the pandemic has influenced the job market in terms of supply of and demand for candidates. So let's have a look at the data. There you go, fantastic. So as you might be able to imagine, if you're a career consultant or in HR, one of the most commonly asked questions from candidates, board members, colleagues, family members, etc., is it a good time to be looking for a job? And the answer is never easy because you have to take into consideration several factors. And one thing that is very important for us at Career Angel is data and giving objective advice, not only based on observations, but actually based on what is going on. So we started tracking, and when I say started tracking, I mean at the beginning of the pandemic when we knew that the pandemic wasn't going to be something temporary. We started with the end of March 2020, tracking, for example, the unemployment levels, the number of job ads published on LinkedIn, which is the most relevant source of job ads for experienced managers and executives, which is our target group. And this is who we are usually working with. Over the last months, year and a bit more than a year and a half, we have gathered 6,052 data points. We have received over 400 insights from executive search consultants, board members, and HR directors. We have published 81 weekly reports, 371 daily updates, and 10 special reports. And we have now been tracking 80 countries around the world for 21 months. I'd say this is pretty impressive and awesome for a small team that is Career Angels. If you want to read up or look up our reports, you will find them on SlideShare. You can then also download the special reports from our website, careerangels.eu/market signals. And we have started a dedicated page on LinkedIn, dedicated to sharing the market signals on an almost daily basis. When we talk about supply and demand, why would we even bother looking at that? Why is that information important? Who is it relevant for? So from an employer's perspective, it is important to understand if, for example, the so-called post and pray approach might work. Post and pray meaning I post a job ad and I pray that the right candidates will apply. In certain market conditions, that's absolutely more than enough, and there's no need to, invest in more proactive approaches. It's a good indicator to understand how much you should push in salary negotiations, how picky you can be with candidates, etc. It's data that you can use to go back to your organization and say, listen, this is the current market. We need more budget for this and that in order to get the right people on board. On the other hand, from a candidate's perspective, and again, this is supply and demand. So if there's more demands and you're actively looking for a job, you need to put in less effort into the job search. If you see that there are less candidates and lower unemployment, you can then be the one pushing in salary negotiations, etc. Now, we are today streaming from and on free platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I've seen LinkedIn is experiencing some problems. I hope my technical backup team is working on that to make sure that everybody can join. So now, as we often mention, nothing is as it might seem. The questions that we will be answering today: which European country is the winner of November 2021 in terms of unemployment? If you want to guess, You can do that now in the comment section. Has unemployment in Europe increased over the last year? Which European region is the winner of November 2021 in terms of demand for candidates? Have there been more executive candidates per job ad in September than in July 2021? A very interesting KPI that we track. Which European country is the loser of November 2021 in terms of demand for candidates? In other words, which country is hiring the least, at least on LinkedIn? How many European countries have noted a decrease in unemployment levels since October 2020? Okay, so let's have a look overall at October and November 2021 in terms of demand for candidates on LinkedIn. Here we compare Africa, Americas, and Europe. And you can see overall, we see an upward trend with the exception of the Americas region. So let's specifically look at the different regions. In Africa, we track the 10 biggest countries as defined by GDP. In Africa, the winners are, so an increased demand for candidates is in Tanzania, Nigeria, and Algeria, where the demand for candidates has substantially decreased. Ethiopia, more than a third of job ads have disappeared within a month, followed by Angola and Morocco. Then in terms of the Americas, here we track North America, Central America, and South America. Looking at the Americas, an increase in the number of job ads have been noted in Bolivia, Cuba, and Paraguay. On the other side, we have Haiti, Nicaragua, and El Salvador. Now over to the top 20 global economies. Top 20 global economies as defined by GDP and the International Monetary Fund, United Nations Population Division. So let's have a look. When looking at that, we can see that in the vast majority of top 20 global economies, there is an increase in demand for candidates, which is an absolute good sign. It's for the first time in quite a long time that I'm able to share news like this. Plus 14%, plus 13.90%, etc., etc. The only exception, China, UK, Italy, and the Netherlands. The Netherlands have seen a decrease in the number of available job ads in November of minus 62.84%, which is substantial. And now let's have a look at Europe. In Europe, we track 38 countries and then the various regions: Southeastern Europe, Western Europe, Northern Europe, the Visegrad countries, Southern Europe, the Baltics, Benelux, DACH, and Iberia. Okay, so overall in Europe, good news. There's been an increase in demand for candidates of 8.93%, and candidates meaning, of course, those that are recruited through LinkedIn, experienced managers, executives, and professionals in the corporate world. It's good news. However, quick reality check comparing that to same time last year. Yes, it's an increase in November this year, but October, November 2020 had better results overall. Then November win in terms of region. So where the demand for candidates was the biggest is the Benelux region with an increase of plus 28.11%. It's good news. Having said that, same time last year, October, November 2020 had better results, but you can see that the tendency last year and this year are the same in terms of fourth week of November saw an increase in the demand for candidates. November winner when it comes to country are the Netherlands. They've seen an increase of plus 30.54%. And they have, as one of the few countries, exceeded the number or the results for same time last year. When it comes to the loser in terms of region, that goes to Southern Europe. And we have a question here from one of our viewers. Martin asks if the stream has started. Yes, we have started. Maybe it makes sense to publish the YouTube link into the event for the participants to be able to join on YouTube. That might work, or on Facebook. It seems that LinkedIn is still experiencing some problems here. November loser, well, one good news, this is recorded, so the streaming will be available afterwards. November loser, when it comes to region, Southern Europe minus 7.58%. Same time last year, Southern Europe was doing a little bit better. And the losing country, usually the losing country comes from the losing region, but here Portugal is the country that has seen the biggest decrease in the number of job ads, which is minus 17.01%. And I can see more comments. I would like to ask my support team to reach out to our event on LinkedIn and make sure there is a message informing the viewers that there is a problem with our LinkedIn stream. Thank you very much. And then Portugal, so let's have a look. Portugal, same time last year. Portugal was doing better in terms of demand for candidates. Okay, then let's have a look at Germany. Germany, again, finally, good news. Well, it's been almost now a constant small increase in demand for candidates since week 29 of this year, plus 10.74% in demand for candidates in November. Comparing that again with same time last year, the results were better. Yeah, we are trying to stream on three platforms, YouTube, Facebook, but it seems that for the first time in 21 months, LinkedIn is having some technical problems, and I hope my team in the background is able to handle that and at least get in touch with those who are trying to view. Now, for those who are actively looking for a job, I do recommend you join our hidden job market group on LinkedIn to find the best available job ad gems that we are able to find for experienced managers and executives. Usually it's about 40 to 80 job ads that are handpicked and sourced from various sources. So definitely worth checking out. We also have a dedicated remote edition for those who want to stay remote. Then one thing that could be interesting for some of you, we have a community called Challenge Accepted, where we educate on the one hand, but also on the other hand, facilitate sharing of experiences and know-how among the community members. So you can find more information on our blog under blog.careerangels.eu/challenge accepted. You can see the correct link in our comments right now. And I can see more comments coming up from LinkedIn. Again, if you can't, my IT support team, could you please go on to the event on LinkedIn and make sure that the messages you're posting are visible, or reach out to those three LinkedIn users personally. Thank you very much. Okay, then let's have a look at Europe, November 2020 to November 2021. How is Europe doing over the last 12 months? As you can see, there's been a decrease of minus 28.81% overall, so not great, but at least we have an overall upward tendency. Looking at the annual increases and decreases, the biggest changes, positive changes, go to Slovenia, Northern Macedonia, and Latvia. On the other side, Ukraine, Switzerland, and Norway, with decreases in demand for candidates of 87.73%, Switzerland minus 65.40%, and Norway minus 52.68%. One other way to look at it is change in the number of LinkedIn job ads per country in terms of number of countries. So for the 38 countries we are tracking, 24 countries LinkedIn job ads go up. 14 countries, the number of LinkedIn job ads have unfortunately gone down. When it comes to changes in unemployment rates during COVID-19, so what about the supply of candidates in Europe? Between October 2020 and October 2021, out of the 30 countries that share the most recent data on Eurostat, in 3 countries, the unemployment has gone up: Belgium, Poland, and Romania. No change in Bulgaria, and by no change, it actually means they're back to the level it used to be. And in 26 countries, unemployment has gone down. With the best results in Greece, unemployment has decreased from 16.4% to 12.9%. One thing we also look at is the number of candidates per job ad. In July, it was 13.8 candidates. In October, it's 18.6. So overall, in Europe, there are more candidates per job ads. Having said that, you can also see what it was back in February. So February, March, April, you could do the post and pray approach when it comes to sourcing experienced managers and executives. But that has definitely changed over the last months. So a more proactive approach to candidate sourcing is definitely advised. So what does that now mean specifically for candidates? Of course, if you are in a country where there are more job ads and less unemployment, you definitely need less effort in your job search. If there are less job ads, same or higher unemployment, so unfavorable conditions, it takes about 2 to 3 times more effort and longer search time as compared to pre-COVID times. What is also worth mentioning, you need 2 CVs, 1 human and 1 for applicant tracking systems. You definitely should use all 4 job hunting channels to generate job offers, which means getting in touch with headhunters, applying through job ads, and yes, that also applies to experienced managers and executives, using the direct approach, and of course, networking. One thing that has changed, I'd say a lot over the last months, well, I say months, but it's 21 months, is paying attention to consistent personal branding. If you are a senior candidate who is actively looking for a job, or if you simply want to talk about your career and career plans, feel free to get in touch with Career Angels, completely free of charge and, of course, confidentially, to receive feedback, for example, on your CV, or simply book a career consultation. Now, I do the Q&A, but I have the feeling that LinkedIn is still down. So if from Facebook or YouTube there are questions, please post them, and I'll start answering the questions that I asked at the very beginning. So, which European region is the winner of November 2021 in terms of demand for candidates? I hope you saw that that was the Benelux countries. Has unemployment in Europe increased over the last year? Fortunately, no, it has vastly decreased. Which European country is the loser of November 2021 in terms of demand for candidates? France, Portugal, Czechia. We said it was Portugal with minus 17 point something. Have there been more executive candidates per job in September than in July? The answer is more. Which European country is the winner of October 2021 in terms of unemployment? We said Greece. How many European countries have noted a decrease in unemployment levels since September 2020? 26. Now, before I log off for today, I recommend you also check out our Udemy course, Every Step of the Job Search Explained, backed by research, where you, well, we'll see as it's in the description. It includes realistic goal setting, candidate USP, positioning, CV for humans and ATS, how to hack LinkedIn, and how to interview online and offline, for example. We also have a YouTube channel. We actually have two YouTube channels, one in English, one in Polish, with the link in the comment section now. I recommend tracking it and also going into the library where you will find lots of short and longer videos on CVs, job search, etc. And I'm about to wrap up for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what we're doing and you find it valuable, you can thank us by following our content or buying us a coffee, a virtual coffee in today's world. And in the link, we've put together a list of how to do that. Again, thank you very much for joining. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll investigate what's happening on LinkedIn. The recording will be available. Again, thank you very much for joining and have a lovely weekend and a really good end of the year.